Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Technic Trials with your host, Nighthawk. I thought we'd start off this episode by heading up to our Quasitum and Thaumcraft area, where I've been doing a bit of research and collecting between episodes here, and I've got two new discoveries to share. One of them is really critical to our Quasitum efficiency, so we'll start with that one. And that is the brain in a jar. So what else can I say? It's a brain in a jar. It does occasionally whisper something useful. Maybe you should use it instead of bookcases for enchanting or research. So that's something that we certainly want to look at, is getting some brains put together. So right now I actually have 10 brains available. But we need to also look at our some of this other stuff like the soul fragment, and I believe we also need to get the dark side infuser put together. So we'll have to do that here shortly as well. And the other item that we came up with is the Goggles of Revealing. This marvelous eyewear duplicates all of the functionality of the thermometer and also allows you to see things that are not usually visible to the naked eye. So we got these thermometers that we need to make, and this gives us the Goggles of Revealing. So we'll see if we can pull the resources together to make some of those. First, let's put these in our chest here and get out the Thermonomicon. And I'm looking for... there's a dark infuser. So we need a tainted crystal, a stone slab, a bunch of obsidian, and some iron. I think, let's see here, we've got some obsidian on us already, but we need to get some of the other materials here. So we'll go down to our crafting machine room here. And I've added a couple more chests to the room. These chests on the right side here are basically for junk that will either condense or use for other purposes later on. The dungeon runs have yielded a huge amount of just junk material. These two chests are for materials like fuels and other materials that we have lots of. We'll make use of all of this material at some point in the future, and there's still a whole pile of it. This last pair of chests here has all of our ore and bars and all of the stuff that is really the most important to our progress here. And let's see if we have any stone already made, any smooth stone. Take a stack of cobble here, and we got some rubber already sitting in there. Go up here, and we'll cook up some smooth stone. Really only need 3 to start with here, but we'll let it cook up a bunch because we'll make use of it in the future, I'm sure. Here's zombies. Where are the zombies hiding? Probably should put a sword in my hotbar here before I go zombie hunting. And while we're waiting for the stone to cook up, let's go take a look at our farm here. You can see it's got a lot of wheat already grown up. Our power output right now is not really keeping up with our farm, so we really need to get some more solar power up and running. And I need to go turn off that portal because it's annoyingly loud. So once we get more power going, then this farm will be considerably more efficient than it is right now. Not really worried about that until we get the logistics pipes in place, though, because otherwise we still have to manage it a whole lot more. And let's see here. We should have enough stone available now. So we'll use our transmutation tablet. And we'll put some a stone slab at the top. We put this like, and I don't have a Viz crystal or tinted crystal down here with me, so back up to the Thaumcraft area. That's where we need to be to put it, to actually place it anyway. You can see if you right-click with the Philosopher's Stone, it translates different materials, and it can be dangerous if you accidentally make your buildings, if you build stuff out of sand or platforms out of sand and turn it, or out of mud and then turn the mud into sand. It can make for unpleasant surprises, as I found out in the Feed the Beast map that I played. I accidentally did that at one point. It was not pretty. Tinted crystal in the middle, and an iron bar on either side. Gives us a dark infuser. So we'll go ahead and move this torch here. And we're just going to stick it right next to the crucible for the time being. The other thing we need to figure out how to make is the soul fragment. So let's see if we can find how we make the soul fragments. A bunch of soul sand gives us, let's see, it says in the dark infuser, 5 soul sand gives us a soul fragment. So, I don't know if I have any soul sand. I don't know if I brought much of that back. We may have to make another trip into the nether. You see, I've got a ton of cobblestone up here still as well. Oh, there's some soul sand. And let's see, what is that? 49 EMC? I think we'll make use of what we have, and I probably should get some glass too. Make use of what we have for the time being, and we just won't use all of it. I don't have any glass up here. Let's see, do I have any glass in the bag? Nope. Wonder if I have any down here. Actually, I bet I can make glass. I bet I got that to the transmutation tablet. That's probably a better idea. We can take, let's see, we'll take a stone slab and turn it into 1 glass. There we go. And we'll get out a brain. We're only going to make one of the brain in the jar right now, just because I don't want to use a whole bunch of time making them. Go. So now we can see it's has plenty of taint viz, or plenty of taint. Now we need to make some viz. You can see the color lightened up a little bit. Let's see. We will toss in a couple of these viz crystals. We have tons of these earthen crystals, so we'll burn a few of those. There we go. Now we have a soul fragment. We'll put a piece of glass and a brain. And now we have a brain in a jar. And we'll stick it there. Let's take this torch and put this torch down out here, so we have make sure that platform is well lit. And we're going to break this bookcase here and put a brain in its place. Ooh, kind of evil looking. And what that ultimately does, we'll take the paper out, is it helps reduce this loss percentage and gives a better boost to the success rates than the bookshelves do. So I'll probably hold off doing too much more research until I can get enough brain in jars to fill out this area instead of the bookcases. Let's see. Now, the other thing that we got was the Goggles of Revealing, and there we go. That takes 2 of these thermometers, so let's see what it takes to make these. We need vis detectors and taint detectors. Vis detector takes a compass, gold, and vis crystal. Compass takes 4 iron and 1 redstone. I've got iron on me, I don't have redstone. So let's go down and get some redstone and gold. Gotta keep cleaning up those vines. I might find a way of doing something more permanent about those. So there's some gold, there's some... we'll take some more iron with us. We've got redstone. Let's see, what else do we need? We need crystals. That's all we need for that part. And then tainted crystals already. So that should be enough to make both of the the thermometers. I know we have leather down here, and then we just need some gold. Let's find our leather. On my to-do list is a sorting facility. Obviously that hasn't happened yet, and probably won't happen too soon, but we'll probably start doing some work on that before too awfully long, just because it's going to get pretty crazy if we don't. So we'll come back up here, make sure the transmutation tablet knows about leather, and it does. We'll take, let's see, what can we throw in here? Take the redstone, we can, that's not going to be enough. We'll throw in, I guess we'll throw in an iron ingot. That should give us enough leather. There we go. Okay, so now then, we need all of our various crystal types handy. And we are going to first look at making vis detectors. First we need to make, I think we need to make 4 compasses for this project. So we need our handy crafting tool. And we'll do this so we can more easily do it. There we go, there's the iron in place. And there's our redstone. And now we need to infuse a vis crystal. And it looks like that's actually the regular vis crystals with gold. So we'll put our, we need 2 of them, so we'll put our compass up there, put our gold up there, and find our regular vis crystals. There we go. And then we'll use earthen crystals to speed this along. So, in case you're all wondering, the crystal farm is doing quite well. We got tons of the blue crystals growing. I haven't planted more of the other crystal types yet, but the dungeon running has yielded a ton of the earthen crystals, so I'm not too worried about that at this point. Ooh, there's a creeper hiding on our platform here. That's not good. Let's see if we can make him not hide up here anymore. There we go. We don't want him exploding up here. That would be really, really bad. Go. And now we have our 2 vis detectors. What else did we need? We need taint detectors, which is the same thing with tainted crystal instead. So we'll put these up here, put 2 of these up here, and 2 tainted crystals. And throw some more earthen crystals in here. Looks like we're going to need to build something to get rid of the taint that we've been collecting here before too long. We seem to be collecting plenty of it. Not sure what the best way of handling the taint is quite yet. Hopefully we have enough room. Actually, I know one way of handling taint is, well, let's do this. We need to infuse one viz and one taint with a crystal of each of the other 4 types. So a taint detector, a viz detector, aqueous crystal, a earthen crystal, a fiery crystal. Where is the other one? Got earth, water, fire. Is it this one? No. Okay, where is the other crystal? There it is. Hiding in plain sight. And let's see here. We still have... we got tons of these as well. Go. There's one of our thermometers, and now we are really out of room in our crucible here. This is not the best way of getting rid of the taint that's in there, because all of it gets released into the environment. But for the moment, until we can get a more permanent method and more environmentally friendly method, green one, that will do for the time being, I guess. There's all of those, and now we just need to put more crystals in here. And we get our second thermometer. Now we just need to take all of the pieces, one of these here, one here, piece of gold to bridge, and there we have our nifty goggles of revealing. And these take the place of our mask and gives us all kinds of new views on the screen here. So we can see Viz aura on the left, we see our taint aura on the right, on the bottom there, both of those are on the left, sorry. And the percentage is how much it's changing at this current time. So because we released a whole bunch of taint into the air, that percentage is really high right now. We don't want to keep it that high, because otherwise we'll end up with the same problem we have in our nether area right now, which is the all of the taint that spreads. And we don't really want to do that to our treehouse, because that would cause major problems. So we'll wander around a little bit here. If we come over by the this glowing flower here, you can see the taint, or the Viz aura is growing. So these help combat the taint growth. We come up here by the tree. You see that glow, that's a really high percentage, so its Viz aura is growing really strongly. If we go in here, you can see also see that the Viz aura is very strong, which is probably why our taint crystals aren't growing very well in here. But I don't think we need nearly as many taint crystals as we do other crystals, so I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, you see the taint growth percent has decreased a little bit now, so we won't worry too much about it quite yet, but we definitely want to make sure that we don't hurt our environment too much. Also, since the last episode, I did a bunch more exploring through the dungeons, and you can see a couple of additional waypoints marked out. You can see there's a stronghold marker, and there's a couple of different entrance markers around. The stronghold is, I actually did find a stronghold in the attached to the cave system, and has an end portal and all kinds of nifty stuff in there. Since I came back out of the caves, I've managed to lose my way to it, so I've got to figure out how to get back to it again, and I want to run rails down to it so that we can get in and out of there very easily. So I'm going to sleep real quick, and then we're going to go check out something by the village with the goggles, now that we have the goggles of revealing available. So I will be right back. And we are back. It's now daytime, and I've went ahead and ran over to the village, and as you can see, we have this monolith structure just outside of the village, and the cool thing is, now with the goggles of revealing, we can see these symbols on the ground in the middle here. And I found out the hard way what happened, what they actually mean, is if you put a crystal, basically you have the crystals in hand and you try to put them down, and if you put them in the wrong place, things blow up. So we need yellow crystals. Fortunately, I still had all the crystals on hand, so that was nice and helpful. And we put a purple one here. That's not the right kind of purple one. Must be this kind. There we go. A yellow one here, and a yellow one here. And it opens up, and wow, that is a long ways down. So let's see, what is... Oh, this is cool. Look at all of this cool stuff. We have all kinds of eldritch artifacts. So let's take all of the artifacts that are in here. I don't know how we get back out of this place, but I guess we'll collect all this stuff first. More uncommon artifacts. A void ingot. We got some seeds of darkness. More artifacts, a bunch of stone. And maybe I should change off of that. Let's see. And let's see here. What? So that's an awful long ways up. I don't know how to get back out of here. I don't know if we destroy something or what we do to get back out of here. It's pretty though. So let's see here. How do we get out? I wonder. Well, crystals don't seem to do anything. Let's try putting our pick back in our hand and see if we can break this stuff. It does break. I hope we don't have to dig our way out. That would be pretty annoying to have to dig our way all the way back up out of this cave, because that was a long ways up. Let's put all our artifacts in our other stuff in our bag here, like so. And let's try one other thing and see if we can... We are making progress upwards. It's kind of slow progress, but... Wow. So yeah, there we go. We have explored an eldritch artifact, or a monolith. I'm not sure if that's really the way out of it or not, but maybe you guys can leave some comments and it would help me figure out how to better explore these in the future. And in the meantime, let's go back over to our treehouse. By the way, the sword that I'm using is the Sword of the Zephyr, and it has this cool feature. If you right-click, it makes you jump long distances, which is kind of what I've been doing as I just about run into the lava. That would not have been a good thing to do. So yeah, that's kind of a nice feature of the Sword of the Zephyr, and this is one of the swords that I found in the dungeons. I think we've already discovered it as well, so we can make more of them if we ever needed to. That's a good substitute for the flying items until we get that far. So anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please take a moment to like and subscribe to the channel. If you have enjoyed these videos, I greatly appreciate it. Helps me know what you guys like, and lets me know that I'm on the right track, and I'll continue to make more of the videos regardless. It just helps me fine-tune and makes them more enjoyable for you guys. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a great night. Bye.